Hey YouTube, coming together with a team that I wanted to test for a potential three that I was going to use at like the Toronto Regional and the Ottawa local one tomorrow night. Ninetales, Lickitung, Lanturn, and let me just tell you why all three of these are super strong in this current meta and why this team worked really well. So one thing I also did not mention is uh, part of what you're seeing over the last, let's say Tuesday, Wednesday, today, Thursday, and then what you're going to see Saturday and Sunday, and maybe even on Monday, are the teams that I used uh, during the Go Battle weekend to push from 2440 to as high as 2800. So I used 7 different teams during the Go Battle weekend. So basically, I'm missing. That's probably more than 7. Anyways, some variation of those 5 days will have like the 7 teams that I used to hit 2800. And this was one of them. And so Ninetales, Lickitung, Lanturn again, very meta. So you can obviously understand why this is strong. Lanturn got the buff, not buff. So I'm not even going to talk about Water Gun yet because I have a Water Gun Lanturn video coming up. But Spark, Surf, Thunderbolt, I do think that overall Lanturn is buffed. I think the trade-off is you do worse against stuff that resists Spark, like just ground typing, dragon typing, stuff like that. So if the Pokemon you're against resists Spark, you do worse. That's why you do worse with Spark in like the Swampert matchup. However, if you do not resist the Sparks, the extra damage from those Sparks plus the Surf is far superior than it was in the past, in my opinion. Just having played this multiple times now. So I think Lanturn is buffed. Lickitung, again, OG save swap. Like Medichamp's gonna come in, but even Medicham you can get like multiple body slams off and stuff like that. It's so good. One of the real answers to this is other like normal dark typings where it resists the lick. That's really where you're gonna have problems, but otherwise just so strong. Kanto Ninetales, a staple on my team and one that I think is still very strong in this meta. Again, thinking about the main, so you obviously like water, you're gonna get lit up. But just thinking about the main meta you just do okay against everything. Obviously, you like destroy 2 times weak to fire, a Sandslash, but there's a lot of grass now, Serperior and stuff like that. And then there's the core of like Lickitung, Medicham, Gligar, which you actually hang in with. You may not win. You beat Lickitung, but you may not win the other ones, bait dependent on the dig. But you like get them all very low. So it is generally very strong against the core meta. So that's why I put this team together. And that's why it did very well for me. So let's take a look in action, and here we go. Great lead. They're going to come in with Sableye. I have a Lickitung, but again, because I have that 1 Ember advantage, I'm going to get to a move first. So I'm going to be able to easily throw this move, grab a shield, and now get into an even better matchup here. Because it takes 6 Embers and 6 Shadow Claws to get to the moves. So having an Ember advantage means I was going to outpace it. Grab a shield. I end up shielding one, assuming they're just going to go straight return because they had so much energy. And so that's a good shield there. Get the power whip off, and here we go. I already have such a huge advantage here. And this is where, so we're both doing resisted moves, Shadow Claws and Lick. No, that's not right. They're doing resisted moves on Shadow Claws. I'm doing resisted charge moves. But it does not matter when your licks are adding up like this. So resisted body slams, sure. This is why Lickitung is so strong, especially if they're running Shadow Claw. You're just going to get multiple moves off here. So there's your second one. The only problem with this team is if they take me out with the draw run here, Ninetales and Lanturn are both weak to ground. So that's sort of the only problem. They don't even take me out though. But they do bank a move. I get off a power up because Lickitung is so freaking tanky. And then this is just an easy punish here. And this is why you run something that can beat water, because water is just going to absolutely destroy Ninetales. So this matchup, it takes you 6 to get to the Weather Ball. It takes them 8 to get to a Psychic or Dynamic Punch. So I will throw right on CMP here. Does not take them out. I'll shield, and then a lot of the time they bait because I'm already so low. But this one they go straight Psychic, so this is good. And they come with Greninja. And this is where I panicked. because this is not the right answer. You have a Spark Lantern and resisting the Hydro Cannons. So why did you come here? It was either a misclick or just not paying attention. Brain fart. There's no reason. Like, Spark Lantern is such a dominating matchup. So I messed up here. That said, I grabbed one shield, and now I can come and just Spark all the way down. Not when you got attack boost, though, so now I'm going to have to shield. But the Spark's adding up a ton. Boosted Night Slash. Oh, I'm probably going to shield this. Just go get the full Spark down. But because now comes Medi, I'm already so far ahead on energy that like this Surf and Spark will basically take out. Takes them out. This could be like an ABB team. Oh, and they have a Registeel, and they just lock themselves because they got out into the other matchup, but now they lock themselves. So I will be able to chip this. They probably get to the move before I get, yeah, but that's fine. Damage is sort of done here. Those Embers adding up. They throw Zapcan, takes me out. But this is where, again, the added Spark damage is just so strong. So I'm going to very, very easily just be able to Spark and Surf this down. I'll take one move here. But Lantern's so tanky that you're going to live a Focus Blast or Zap Cannon with ease. So live it with these. I'm going to farm up. Don't even get the attack fall. Farm up a little bit. Get the Surf off. Take this out. And I can Spark what's left here. Yeah, and I can Spark what's left here. Because, again, that Spark boost is... You feel that Spark boost. So good lead here. I think they get 3, 4. Oh, no. So I get to the move before. Because it takes 5 to get to the first break and swipe. 5 or 4. I think that's true. But again, these Dragon Tails are adding up. But I already grabbed one shield. And I'll live this breaking swipe. So live it. Get the move off here. This should still take it out. Yeah, so I grabbed the shield and I went switch. And Pelipper, so I'm immediately coming safe swap Lickitung. There's no point of coming in. Yeah, there's no point of coming in Lanturn because they have a Pelipper. They 1,000,000% have an answer to Lanturn. There's no reason for them not to have an answer for Lanturn. If you have a Pelipper and don't have an answer to Lanturn, you're not building a team, right? Essentially. So you come in Lickitung, get the safe swap in here. I mean, of Lickitung, get Serperior in here. Shielding up a Frenzy Plant. I don't need to. I'll live a Frenzy. Plus, I have Ember. I have Ninetales, which has a bit of Ember left. And worst case scenario, like it's low enough that it's Spark range already. So I'll let this go. And then once I get my Lanturn on their Pelipper, they're going to top left. Probably. I would. And I just catch a move for good measure here. Throw the Weather Ball, and that is a top left if I've ever seen one. Maybe they just want to see how many sparks it takes. It takes 7. And now they top left. So, terrible lead. Gotta come Lickitung. And get hit with a Venusaur. So the thing with this team is, if you get that hard punished on the lead with like a Swampert or Lanturn, Azumarill, I think you almost have to fight for switch no matter what. Unless I could like get 2 shields from them and then I can like maybe Ember down and Scorching Sands. But otherwise, I think I'm going to fight for it. Yeah, I'm going to fight for it. And I think you have to. I think there's just like really no chance of you coming back from a lead loss like that if you lose this mid-game here. And they let it go. So that's good. So we'll see what they have in the back. They have a second grass, right? So ABB with grass. Sorry, I hear my son coughing up here because, you know, 2 kids with croup, 1 with pneumonia. That's the life we have right now. Get this Body Slam off. Again, we're chipping. I think they're rightfully just leaving the last shield for this because they know they have a good matchup there. And it is a Spark Lantern. So the problem is I'm going to get outpaced significantly here. And they already had some energy and with shield advantage. I don't really see I don't see how I come back here. Because they're going to get to the second Thunderbolt before I get to the second one. Maybe if I got to the second Thunderbolt before they did, I could maybe like Ember and Weather Ball down, but they're going to just farm perfectly. Almost perfectly. I think they're going to get to a surf anyways. I don't think it matters. So I do chip there. CMP, which is fine. Which is, again, the best I can hope for. But they're going to have a surf coming out of this. But a surf may not one-shot from this range. I'm going to have to commit to the farm down. But this will do like 90%. And they could have an aerial ace here. And take me out. Yeah. Not a ton I could do. I think it's smart on their part leaving one shield advantage for... It was essentially Lanturn sweeping there. So good lead. Again, Serperior's in here. Dugong, like that is not an answer. So I'm going to chip here. And then it'll be interesting to see if I come Lickitung or Lanturn. I think I'm going to come Lickitung. And the reason I come Lickitung is two reasons. One, you don't take super effective from Joe Run that you would on Lanturn. So that's the obvious one. The second one is Grass Lead, Dugong here. I feel like this is setting up for a Ninetales Dugong, like another Swampert or another Pokemon that is weak to water. Another Pokemon that can beat. That would be weak to a Lanturn in the back. Okay, talking is hard. So I think it's in another Pokemon that's going to be weak to Lanturn in the back. So I feel like if I just save Lanturn, I'm going to do fine here. So that's why I came in Lickitung. I still want to take this out, so I may commit one shield eventually. I don't need to yet. Farm up a bit. Take this out. Pretty low, so I expect the Dugong to come back. I don't think Dugong can farm down. But there is your second weakness too. Yeah, that's a very obvious play. And that's why I came in Lanturn, right? It's... try and draw out a Lanturn, be able to hit it with a Joe Run, punish it with a grass. I'll shield this, farm down, come out with moves. So that's just a team read there for the safe swap. I just go straight surf. There's no reason to throw a Thunderbolt. You don't need to. We saw that these sparks are going to take out in like 3, maybe 5 from the full 6 from the full range, but pretty easy there. Sandslash, obviously a good lead. So they're going to get out into something. Let's see what the something is. It is a Gligar. So this is where it is not super tricky. I think you just play this the same way. Ember, Weather Ball, Lickitung. Grab one shield. So I should be able to pretty easily flip this. Or like, not flip it, keep this. I am shielding, which may be smart, maybe dumb. I'm doing this because I have such a good matchup on the front. The only drawback is by burning a... oh, they're trying to fight. So now I'm going to definitely take this. I was about to say, the only potential issue is if they get like a dig off here, they'd have to use if they like used the shield before, didn't use a shield. They had a shield advantage, used the dig. That's still not being a flip switch. Came in with a Sandslash, took me low here, and then come out with a dig, come out with a, this is exactly what's going to happen here. They're going to Shadow Claw me down with like 10 Shadow Claws and come out with a dig and a half, which is going to suck for my team. So what I probably should have done here, because now I'm going to have to shield a dig, or not a dig, a Drill Run, but they're probably going to go back to back here. Luckily they give up switch there and just cost that. And because if they went back to back there, I think it would have been a little bit of trouble. I mean, with Pelipper in the back, it's not terrible. Sableye Lead. Sableye, you both get 2 Weather Ball and Foul Play in 6. Sableye wins CMP. So I always just go for the extra at the front. These embers are going to add up substantially. So if you just get the extra ember through both times, so you can see here, I'm just going straight ember, don't CMP. You can just farm down with ember in this situation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So they were getting to the move. So luckily, I just kind of knew that. Get into, they're double weak to Lanturn in the back. That's why Lanturn's so strong as meta. And that's why Lanturn and Ninetales really cover each other's weakness. The only problem you're going to have with the Lanturn Ninetales core, realistically, well, there's a couple. There's going to be ground type Pokemon like Diggersby, anything that's just like pure ground, Diggersby, Swampert, stuff like that. Swampert's not as bad because you can surf. Those are going to be the tough ones. And then dragons. Dragons going to resist every single thing here. But Spark and Surf actually adds up a lot on dragons. So, surprisingly. Either way, Lickitung in a bad matchup here still does good. I'm going to come and Spark down. They do get a Shadow Ball off here, which is not ideal. Because now, I did that because I thought, yeah, no, they can't play Rough Me from this range. I did that because I wanted like 3 or 4 extra Sparks so that I get to the Thunderbolts faster. They let the first one go. I'll live a Play Rough, and I can just Spark and Surf at this point. So get that Surf off there. This will take it out. So I expect a shield if they want to try and fight, but damage is done at this point. I can come in and probably Ember down. They're going straight Play Rough, which they have to. Oh, I have Scorching Sands too. I have Weather Ball and Scorching Sands. So Scorching Sands will be more than enough to take out here. Ninetales into Gligar. Okay, so in this matchup, 5 to an Aerial Ace, 7 to a Dig. They just go straight Aerial Ace. So knowing that, you can let this go. And let's see if I try and CMP on 5 or throw right before. I would have thrown right before. The problem is Lickitung. I don't have an amazing answer for Lickitung on this team. So I just kind of want to chip. Probably farm back up. And then catch on my own Lickitung. Farm doing even again. It's not a terrible idea because now it's low enough that it's basically Lick and Body Slam range. And these Licks and Body Slams from their end aren't... They're going to have to get like 3 Body Slams off to even have a chance to get me to 50%. Which they could, because I cannot Body Slam and Lick down here, I don't think. And if I do, it's going to be very, very aggressive. Oh no, I should be fine to Lick down here. But they probably could get at least 2 more off. So here's 1. I expect maybe 1 more before I Lick it down. And they reset into Gligar. But this is where sort of just having energy advantage, not energy advantage, but like just bulk. The problem is you'll live in Aerial Ace, so I would expect a Dig here to take you out. So they do not do that. I come immediately into this because they dumped energy. I didn't want them to farm up on Lickitung and come out with multiple moves. Gonna get the Surf off here to grab that last shield. I expect a shield because I know they're close to a second Dig. Okay, maybe not. Not when you have your own Spark Lanturn in the back here. So now this may be... I think the good news is it's still going to take 2 Thunderbolts to take me out. Well, actually with these Sparks, probably not. Probably with Sparks, it's just 1. I need to worry about a catch. And that's one way to just lose this game. What am I doing? They can just Spark down, come with the Lickitung. I can maybe get to a Scorching Sands now. They can just go Surf. I think was I trying to catch? Because that wasn't a good catch if I was trying to catch. I don't think this is enough. I think they're going to get to their own Thunderbolt to take me out before I take them out. It's kind of a throw. I think I needed to either try and catch. Oh, I do win. Ugh, I do end up winning that one. I still don't like how I played that though. Okay, terrible lead. Lickitung Safe Swap. 3, 4, 5. Is that 5 or did I miss 1 at the beginning? Okay, just an Ice Beam. Marowak. Okay, spicy. This is the wrong move because this is double resisted instead of Power Whip, which is single resisted. So I'll get the Power Whip off, which is single resisted now. Does way more damage. Problem is I'm already in farm range. I'm going to commit 2 shields and try and flip switch here. I only need to use 1 to flip switch with the Licks. And I get to a Power Whip. God, Lickitung is so good. And this is... I think you have to try and flip switch here. You have really no shot with that on this. So Because I flipped switch, I know that I have such a good matchup with Lanturn in the back here. My goal is just to Ember and Weather Ball the crap out of this. Shielding, grabbing one shield. I think my thought process that this is, I don't know if I love this, but I think my thought process was Shadow Claw is going to add up a ton on my Lanturn, so I'd rather just get this low enough with my own Embers to grab a second shield here that I can spark down and then land and then Thunderbolt out. The problem is they still are probably going to be able to get to at least a foul play, maybe even a return, because that was their fourth. So it's just one foul play. Now the question is, no, the question is not anything because they already have 50% health. Buddy, go to sleep. Okay, another Azumarill Lead. We'll probably do this exact same thing. Five. This one, they at least go to 7. So that's 7. Could be a Hydro Pump. You never really know what 2 they're gonna be using. I've seen Ice Plus. I've seen combos over every single moveset. And it is a Hydro Pump, so that does hurt. And now they eventually get into Sableye, which is a much better matchup when you've already put me down 60, 70%. So Claws are resisted, but Foul Plays will take out from this range, and they shielded up a power-ups correctly. So this will take me out. And now they're going to have energy advantage. So they're probably going to grab one shield right back. I came in quick, and I'm probably going to throw this immediately because our switch timers are still a little desynced. So I'm hoping that if they make a mistake and come in with the Azumarill right away, maybe I'll get like 5 seconds of spark before they can reset. And they shield. And now I'm worried that they have something in the back that's going to beat Lanturn. So I farm down. I think there's probably something in the back that could beat Lanturn. It is not. It is an Altaria. Actually, an Altaria can beat a Lanturn. Just going straight Dragon Breath and Moonblast probably from this range. Because this is all just neutral because the Dragon takes neutral from this. Dragon Breaths are adding up. Moonblast is going to take me out or put me in like the deep red. Buddy, you've been asleep for 10 minutes. Go back to sleep. We know they have a Hydro Pump too, so my Ninetales is unfortunately in a bad situation. They come in, get even more bubbles. Can I get to I get to a Scorching Sands now. Have they thrown on the Lanturn? They have. So they're dry on the Altaria to farm down. Oof. I don't like that extra spark damage there was not a good idea. Because that spark damage just put in Scorching Sands range. I think you just farm as much as you can with the with the Altaria, and then you come in after and eat one Scorching Sands, which is not enough to take out, and then bubble and Ice Beam down or play rough. So that is the team. Again, I think all are very strong. In terms of, as much as I love Ninetales, the strongest are Lickitung and Lanturn on the team. I just think Ninetales does have some play in this current meta, but Lickitung and Lanturn definitely carried a lot of these matchups. So that is a team. That's what I'm starting to think about. Top teams tomorrow for league turnover, which is going to be all these videos. So I know these top teams are, as we are at 23 minutes, the top team videos, a lot of them are just like the teams that I used in the past few weeks. So it's mostly search because this is just a YouTube thing. I appreciate you watching them and I appreciate the commenting on them. But if you watch my videos every day, there's going to be nothing new on the top teams. The top teams is really a YouTube search video because a lot of people, you'll always see a spike in my top teams because people on league turnover day search for top teams in the league, which is why a lot of the content creators do it because it's just an easy search video to get people to look. So those will be tomorrow, and then we'll get back into more teams on Saturday and Sunday in next week. All Great League probably because I'm not doing the other league. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.